All right, man. We live. We live. What's up, fight fans? What's going on? Made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. I'm just here. I'm trying to get down this new StreamYard software. So for everybody out there listening, consider this more so of a pilot episode. As you can see, the lights are not on. As you can see, it's just this more so is of a pilot episode. I'm trying to see how this thing works on my computer. So we'll talk boxing throughout of the stream, but however, this stream is more so designated for a test. You know what I'm saying? So just to see how everything is working out. Last of a dying breed. I see your comments coming through. Peace to you too, brother. Peace to you. You know what I mean? We're gonna chop it up for a minute. Let me know if everything's running smooth out there. Can y'all hear the audio is cool, the video is cool and everything like that. If everything good, let me know. Let me just check it out real quick. Let me see. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, it looks like it's okay. Let me see if there's any buffering issues or anything like that. Y'all gotta forgive me. All right. Well, from what I'm getting from this joint right here, man, this is what we'll use more so when we gonna have some guests on. But we'll have, we can do some debates. We can have some subscribers if y'all want to jump on, all of that. You know what I mean? This is what I'll use this for. But as far as we talking boxing is concerned, no, I got to stick with what I do for We Talking Boxing. It's just I like to do my setup that way. But this will be great for debates. This will be great for guest features and stuff like that. Man, that's what we'll use this for. So if I like it, if everything is smooth with it, guess what? I'll be purchasing the full thing so we can get rid of this StreamYard powered by StreamYard watermark crap. Yeah, we getting that up off there, bruh. So if I like it and everything is going smooth, we'll keep this. You know what I'm saying? All day. So we'll see how this keep on rolling for right now. Now, let me see what I want to say about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz 2. We know this is coming up. We know we're getting close to the date. We know it's rapidly approaching. So the golden question that comes out about this fight, was it a fluke? Was it a fluke, fight fans? Did Andy Ruiz did the moon, the stars, the quasars line up just right that night for Andy Ruiz? Was that left hook a thing of luck? Or was it the real deal? Riddle me that. My thing is this. Now, we hear the news that's coming out about this, right? It says is that look like Andy Ruiz has dropped weight. It even looks like Anthony Joshua is dropping weight. We heard that Andy Ruiz came into the first fight at 267 pounds. And he says that he's looking to go into the rematch at roughly about 257 to 255 to 257 pounds. And everybody see the weight loss and everybody like, hold up. No. You're doing too much. What are you doing, man? You don't have to do that, bro. Where's your power going to be? Everyone's asking that question. But people are forgetting that Anthony Joshua was also slimming down too. You got to ask yourself, what is the reason that they're doing it? I think if you go back and you watch the first fight, you've seen in the early portions of that fight before Andy Ruiz hurt Anthony Joshua was fighting a tall fight. He was moving, he was jabbing, he was constantly staying away from Andy Ruiz for most of the early portions of the fight. It even got to a point where Andy Ruiz had to wave his arms out like, what's up, man? What you going to do? Is you going to fight? Are you here to fight or you here to run? He even had to wave his arms out like that at one point in time. So it seems as if that whatever Anthony Joshua's adjustment was, he feels as though his size or his having too much muscle in the first fight was a problem. Maybe even the way he wants to fight, because he wants to move. He wants to maintaining moving for majority of the fight. And he knows that eventually with all of that bulk and muscle, you fighting that kind of fight, bro, you going to slow down. And as for Andy Ruiz, what was he trying to do? Get close, get to the inside on Anthony Joshua so he can unleash his fast combinations, correct? Well, in that case, you think about it. When Andy Ruiz hurt Anthony Joshua in the first fight, he didn't immediately go in there for the kill. Now, a lot of people are giving him credit, including myself, for saying that was smart to take your time, break him down, and eventually getting him out of there. You don't want to walk into a big shot the same way that he did. So it was smart for him to effectively break him down one by one. Y'all got to forgive me if y'all see me looking all over the screen. I'm just kind of trying to take this all in. So y'all got to forgive me. You he broke him down patiently. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a smart thing to do. But the thing is, I think Andy Ruiz, given also he had a short training camp, short notice fight, well, he just didn't want to blow his load. He didn't want to put too much into it and then have nothing left to actually finish Anthony Joshua. And it was kind of smart, but at the end of the day, was he worried so much about gassing out? Go back to the Joseph Parker fight. Andy Ruiz was doing his thing in the early portions of that fight. He was cruising. He was outboxing Joseph Parker, easy work. But then when you got midway through that fight, Andy took a lot of rounds off, and that's what got Joseph Parker back into that fight. Is Andy Ruiz worried about his stamina? Not gassing out. So you see him slimming down, knowing that he's going to probably have to chase Anthony Joshua for a lot of portions of their rematch. And he's going to have to effectively cut the ring off on Anthony Joshua in order to do it. So we see the weight cut. I think it's a smart thing. I know people are concerned about his power. I know people are saying, yo, man, that left hook that hit Anthony Joshua on the temple, well, that took some power because Anthony Joshua clearly couldn't recover. But I asked this amongst fight fans. What if he would have recovered? Would Andy Ruiz have had anything left to continue to go on that fight and win rounds if Anthony Joshua would have recovered? So when people run around saying that, yo, man, this dude is doing this because he don't like his body or he want to look a certain kind of way on the scales, Andy is thinking strategically. Like, look, man, that punch that I landed in the first fight might not land this fight. It may not land. I got to be prepared to go 12 rounds with this dude. I got to be prepared because I know he's going to fight tall. He's going to keep the jab on me. He's going to look to lower the right hand at certain times. And if you go back in the first fight, it was actually real lackluster in the beginning of the fight. Joshua didn't really start taking risks about the second, third round. And even when he knocked Andy Ruiz down, it wasn't like a build-up to that position. Like, it was just something that he took a risk and he missed Andy Ruiz. Andy attempted to counter with a combination and Andy missed, which let Joshua in on the inside to get off a good hook and put Andy down. That was a confrontation that just went wrong on both sides, and Anthony Joshua came out on top. Then when Andy got back up, put another big right hand on him. Boom. But then he started to get reckless, and he walked into a big shot. Changed the whole transformation of the fight. What if that don't happen, though? What if that don't happen again? I think Andy Ruiz goes back into it with the same game plan as he did in the first fight. It was real similar to what Canelo Alvarez did with Sergey Kovalev, if you really think about it. The only difference is that Andy Ruiz didn't use the high guard, but he was just inching his way forward, trying to get around Joshua's jab, make it to the inside to unleash combinations. Nothing really much downstairs, more so upstairs, but unleash combinations. The question is, if Anthony Joshua's jab is not accurate, he's going to have a problem. It wasn't really that accurate in the first fight. This was allowing Andy Ruiz to get so close to him. But I see the adjustments being made, and I actually applaud the adjustments from both fighters. At first, I didn't want neither man to go too far, especially Joshua, because I was like, yo, dog, you don't even know if this was a fluke. And you was doing a decent game plan in the first beginning of the fight. Keeping staying long. I don't know if he would have been able to sustain it, like I said, but he was doing a decent game plan. So they got to make adjustments to go deeper into those game plans. The first fight was a short notice fight. Joshua's not going to sit back and allow himself to gas out or not be able to at least cover 7 to 8 rounds moving and jabbing. He was not going to be able to do that with that size he had. I know what y'all thinking, power. They still going to be big men. I mean, what, 10 pounds off of Andy Ruiz is what he talking about? 257, 255? They still going to be big men. But they don't want to be big gassed out men because they see, judging by the cosmetics of that first fight, they are going to need to be leaner, meaner, stronger. You know what I mean? They're going to have to be ready to go deeper into a fight because you just don't know in the second fight is going to happen what happened in the first fight. You just don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Dundada in the building. What up, though? Oh, shit in the building. What up, though? Alec Cartier in the building. What up, though? Last of a Dime Breed in the building. What up, though? Y'all see we trying out this new look right here, man. So we going to get the fam up on here soon. You know what I mean? But there, man, that's the whole deal, man. So it's just, I actually applaud the like I said, the adjustments. I actually like it. I think it's going to make for a much better fight. I think it's going to make for hopefully much more action because believe it or not, like I said, I tried to watch. I even watched this fight as recently as last night. Bro, I dozed off on the joint and in the early point. And to the actual big punch that happened, it was at the third, fourth round. To let actually happen, bro, it was a dog fight. Because there wasn't both men. You had Andy trying to get next to Joshua, but Joshua was staying away for most of that time. Joshua was fighting on short notice. Probably didn't have a proper game plan, didn't have proper sparring partners. The question is, fight fans, was it a fluke? Does it take Andy Ruiz to land another punch like that to win? Does he actually have the ability, especially coming in slimmer, to outbox Anthony Joshua for 7 rounds? Does he have the ability to do that? Rocket Strikes 89 in the building. What up, famo? All that pretty boy shit went out the window and Ruiz woke Joshua up. Ruiz beating him, embarrassed him, and humbled him. And now he knows this game is not a game all day. Salute, famo. Couldn't agree more. I mean, look, this ain't a game. And he is taking this serious. He's taking it very serious. But what did that win do for Joshua mentally? What did that loss do to Joshua mentally? That's going to be a golden question going into this fight too. Because a lot of people said in the first fight, oh, well, the excuse makers. A lot of the excuse makers said, yeah, well, his mental was messed up. He was in the back throwing up. He was doing a Willie Beeman in the back. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing up. He was nervous. Something wasn't right. Someone slipped something in his drink. Where was that? Who was that? No one know what that was. I mean, if that plays out in this rematch, if we see them jitters like that, some people believe that the pressure might have got to him in the first fight. Coming to America with all with high expectations. I mean, he was intended to come into America, make a big splash. This is the reason they originally chose Jarrell Big Baby Miller. He was a walking, talking promo machine. As for Andy Ruiz, they thought that was the perfect opponent to come in and flatten and knock him out and look good to the Americans. This is King Joshua. This is who we've been trying to sell y'all. But he came over here and got his ass knocked the fuck out. So he had a lot of pressure. All the last couple years of Deontay Wilder this, Deontay Wilder that. He's the biggest star. He's the greatest thing in the world since sliced bread. All of that talk. And he had all them expectations on his back to come on over here and perform. Did the pressure get to Anthony Joshua and make him come out in that type? Because I will admit, he was a bit timid early on in that fight. He was timid. He didn't want to really take many risks early on in that fight. He started to take them eventually, but he came out in that fight real timid, real uncouth. His jab wasn't accurate. It didn't have a lot of pop with it, really like that with it. And it had people wondering, what was up with this dude? Was it the pressure? And will the pressure get to him in the rematch now that he has to win? He's in a position where he has to win. Andy isn't. Andy, believe it or not, don't got much pressure going into this rematch, fight fans. Andy is making a fat amount of money, the biggest amount. This is something that wasn't expected for Andy. Andy didn't expect to be in this position a year ago. So no matter what, he's winning. He's already saying, I want Deontay Wilder. I want Tyson Fury. Win, lose, or draw, his name is up there now. So he's winning. So his pressure, does he want to continue with it? Yes. Does he want to keep it? Absolutely. But the pressure is not on Andy. It's on AJ. He lose this fight, he lose a lot. I've been watching y'all UK fans. I've been seeing y'all comments. And believe it or not, a lot of y'all have abandoned your boy off that loss. I'm not lying to you, man. A lot of y'all have abandoned him and or is doubting him. If he loses again, the doubt will be cemented and he will lose more of y'all, effectively bringing an end to Project AJ. So he has the pressure. He the one that has the pressure. Some people believe that it's not smart for him to go immediately into this rematch. Some people believe that he should take a tune-up first. I say strike when the iron's hot. Joshua believed that it was if you listen to what Joshua would say, he believes it was a fluke. Real shit. Oh, I forgot that you posted. Okay, see, look, man, I'm learning fight fan. I forgot you supposed to click the comment and the comment pop up on the screen. Oh, look, how you? All right, let me get y'all comments up here, man. Let's see, let's see. I got to get hip to this thing right here, man. I bet. Don't mean to change the subject, but Ortiz has guaranteed victory. Luis Ortiz had guaranteed victory. Hey, man, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I hope so. Hey, may the best luck be for Luis Ortiz, man. I got nothing but respect for Luis Ortiz. He looking good in this training camp, man. He looking good. He looking strong. He looking solid. He looking in great shape. Probably the best shape I've probably ever seen Luis Ortiz look. He is focused. He is ready, man. Wilder better be careful. This is not nothing that's to be overlooked or take lightly. Wilder needs to be careful and go in here totally focused. We will break that fight down as we get closer, man. But hey, man, I ain't mad at Luis Ortiz, dog. I ain't mad at him. I'm glad he getting this shot, and I'm glad he getting this opportunity. You know what I mean? I can't wait for that fight, and I can't wait to break it down. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow when we talking boxing. But I'm really looking forward to Jamel Hearn and Lamont Roach, man. Real talk. Yo, Rocket Strike says it all depends on Joshua. If he comes looking proper, then we will know that Joshua ain't playing around no more, and he's going all out. But it depends on Joshua all day. I mean, Andy, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are really tripping off Andy losing his weight, man. And they thinking that he not taking it serious. Andy knows that he had a lot of limitations in that first fight that he's not talking about. Andy knows what his body was feeling like when he attempted to put his foot on the gas and he see that, no, I can't go too hard. I got to stay at this pace. Andy was forced to stay at the pace that he was at because he was too afraid of gassing out. He remembered what happened with Joseph Parker, and he is trying to eliminate that doubt by coming in leaner. You remember what happened in that Parker fight. Real talk. Newborn, what up, though? This topic brings me joy. It was good for boxing when he lost. What a night. Those UK fans was crazy on Joshua all day, fam. They was going crazy. And I'm telling you, man, a lot of them have abandoned him. And this is what I'm telling you. This is why the pressure is on Joshua. It's on Joshua. You know what I mean? He has to come over here. He got to get his belts back. He got to get his image back. He got to get his name back. He has to reaffirm who he really is to the American fan base because it went south. The project to infiltrate America by Anthony Joshua went south. It didn't work. You know what I mean? He came over here and we sitting here like this is your king. This is who y'all been telling us about. So he has that pressure. Will it get to him in the rematch? Sometimes you can be talented, all the shit, man. You can have all the necessary tools, the jab, the footwork, the boxing IQ, the pedigree. You can have it all. But when you get to overthinking and you get to looking up at the lights and looking up at the crowds and seeing that you're not at home, seeing that everyone's looking at you and expecting something from you, well, no matter how good you are, if you're not strong right here, it won't matter. It won't matter. The one thing I will honestly say, Andy looks calm, cool, and collect. You know what I mean? Say what you want, his size, or he doesn't seem this. He seems like he's getting caught up in the lights, man. I've heard people say that, but he still looks calm. He's still smiling. He still looks like he's having fun. I haven't seen Joshua, only at the press conferences. And even then, it didn't look like he was having fun. He looked like he's focused and he's determined. Let's see if that pressure gets to him, fight fans. Let's see if it gets to him. Guaranteed trip to the hospital, says Alex Cartier. Okay, all day. Equal foundation. Wilder sleeps on Ortiz and he will go to sleep all day. And this is what I be trying to explain to fight fans. You need to understand what Wilder is really doing here, the risk that he's taking. This is a fighter that almost got him out of there. This is a fighter that has a very, very good high pedigree, a southpaw Cuban with the size and stature of Luis Ortiz and the skill set of Luis Ortiz. It's not to be taken lightly. People out here questioning this rematch. I'm like, what did y'all trip? What is you talking about? Do y'all know how dangerous that Luis Ortiz is? Stylistically, a fight like this for Wilder, even if you don't think much of Luis Ortiz, you have to say stylistically, a southpaw that's patient, that's looking to hit you with counterpunches, that's strong. Stylistically, is dangerous for Wilder. A fighter that takes big shots. If he misses, he may pay. So even if you think whatever you may think about Luis Ortiz, look at his style. Look at the style that he used and look at what Deontay Wilder's style uses. It's a dangerous fight. Coach Kennedy in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you, coach. What's up with you? What's up with you? Let's see here. Let's go to the next one, man. Rocket Strikes 89 says, losing weight, he's clearly taking this fight seriously. I can agree. He knows his limitations. Last of a dime breed. He knows his limitations, fam. He knows his limitations. Let's see. Marcus Davis says Ortiz knew he almost had Wilder out the first time, so he coming in this rematch confident, more dangerous, knowing he can hurt Wilder. So Wilder is definitely going to have to be on his game all day. Dangerous situation right here, man. And I'm glad that some of y'all out there can see this. I'm glad that some of y'all out here recognize the danger that Wilder is really putting himself into by going back into this fight. Fighters don't take fights like this back to back. This is some old school shit. Like this some Sugar Ray Robinson type shit. Like I'm gonna fight you just to fight you because how good our first fight was. Just to put the exclamation point and to show you, dog, like that first fight, yeah, it was close and you got me good, but nah, I'm the better fighter by leaps and bounds. That's the old school mindset. There ain't no titles. Luis Ortiz don't bring titles to a fight. He don't bring, honestly, big money recognition to a fight. He brings risk. He brings a lot of risk. And this is why you got to applaud Wilder for just fighting a fighter just for risk, just cause. People may say, well, man, I don't think he's that risky. I'm waiting on that comment to come across. Equal Foundation says, AJ lost when he started letting Ruiz wear and take pictures with his belt. AJ would never let Wilder pose with his belts, and he slept on Ruiz. Yo, I see Nonito Donaire taking the Muhammad Ali trophy, man. What the hell is Inui letting him touch that trophy for, man? I'd be like, hell nah. Get off my trophy. You will never see this trophy. Take your ass up out of here. I just whooped your ass. Get your hands, or get your filthy little paws up off my Muhammad Ali trophy. But yeah, man, I mean, some could see a superstition thing like that, man, and say, yeah, yo, why the hell you shouldn't have let him touch your belts? Bad luck, bad superstition. And he did let him hold him before the fight. Andy ain't gonna let AJ hold his, that's for sure. Ain't gonna let him hold his. Equal Foundation say DMV all day. All day. Let's do it again. All day. DMV in the building. Much love to the city. 3 states in 1. Tri-state. All day. DMV strong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Last of a dime breed. Ortiz ain't no damn Bermain Stavern. Far from it. Leaps and bounds away. Salute to Deontay Wilder for also shooting down that franchise garbage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, leaps and bounds, homie. Leaps and bounds. Gargantua says, Wilder is doing the right thing fighting a high-level dude before Fury. Ortiz can give him some rounds and shouldn't fold early, but you never know. You know, y'all heard the news about, we already spoke on this when we talking boxing last week, but y'all heard the news about Tyson Fury being named the mandatory over Dillian White. And like I told y'all before, I have no remorse for Dillian White. I think this is a good decision by the WBC. I don't think Fury, well, then again, you know, I guess if you look at the rankings, I mean, amongst what everybody else did, I guess you can make a claim Fury beating 2 bums and still standing in the win column. And Wilder officially didn't really beat him. They fought to a draw. So I guess you can understand. But as for Dillian White, man, hey, man, you ain't gonna see no remorse from me, man. I have no remorse for a fighter that does not tell the opposing corner that I just popped dirty for PEDs and still went into a fight with him. You're not going to feel no sympathy for me. You're not going to hear no sympathy for me. And for anybody questioning the WBC's motives when it comes to Dillian White, why isn't anyone questioning the WBO's motives? They're the ones that had Dillian White also at number 1, and he fought their former champion to try to become the mandatory, and they still didn't make him the mandatory. He requested it before the Joseph Parker fight. Can I be the mandatory? They said no. And if you beat Joseph Parker, you still won't be the mandatory. He beats Joseph Parker. He still wasn't the mandatory. He was the number 1 contender. But I ain't hear nobody saying nothing. He offered to fight Tyson Fury. We don't know if he wanted to fight Tyson Fury for the WBC or the WBO. Y'all need to understand what's going on here. Dillian White tried his best to play two masters, the WBC and the WBO, and he turned around and got played. He wasn't doing what the sanctioning bodies were asking him to do. He was walking to his own beat and thinking that if I do things my way, well, I have to become a mandatory. It don't work like that, bruh. Regardless if you agree with the mandatory or the rankings or whatever, you still have to wait until they tell you, look, this is the guy you fight for your mandatory. And when they offered that to him, he didn't take it. So I got no remorse for Luis Ortiz. I mean, for Dillian White fight fans. No one told him to fight Derek Chisora. No one asked for that fight. No one told him to even fight Joseph Parker. No one asked for that fight. You did this, bro. And now you are under investigation. And your investigation is still ongoing. So no, you can't be a mandatory under investigation. People out there are vouching for a fighter to be who's under investigation. Lied, didn't tell his opposing corner that he took PEDs. Y'all want this guy to be a mandatory. Y'all want this dude to be somebody. They say fight Luis Ortiz and we'll give you the mandatory. He doesn't do it. Wilder says fight Luis Ortiz, I give you the shot. He doesn't do it. Luis Ortiz says, I'll pull myself off the undercard of the Fury and Wilder fight and come on over there and you pull out of the Derek Chisora fight on short notice. I'd sign a deal with Matchroom. I'll sign a deal with DAZN. At the disagreement of his own corner, he was willing to do all of this. And Dillian White still didn't fight him. He wanted to face Derek Chisora because it was a big money fight in the UK. And we supposed to have remorse for this dude? He ain't been doing what he was told. So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, my brother in the building. What up, dope, famo? What up, dope? What up, dope? Salute the Cadillac Red and the boys. Everybody that hear the sound of my voice, go check out the fam. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, where they got it going on over there, entertaining. You will be entertained every second of it. I guarantee it, man. Salute, famo. Salute. DMV all day. I'm at work, but I'm listening for sure. Man, stop faking and match one this weekend with your boy all day. Let's get up, homie. Let's get up. Look, man. Look, you see I got the StreamYard thing now, right, homie? You are more than welcome, bro, on this platform anytime. I will be putting the link out there. You want to jump on, homie? Feel free all day, and we will do that. We're going to link up, man, put one in the air or put a few of them in the air. You hear me, though? All day, you know what I'm saying? Dundada says, what EJ meant posting, I give up. I don't want to get too much into that. Don't know. I mean, everyone's going to speculate. I have no idea what he meant. I've heard different explanations. I don't know. All I'm going to say about Earl Spence is speedy recovery. Take as long as you need, homie. Clearly, you know, the one thing I've learned about Earl Spence Jr. though being out is that he has more fans than you know. All of these so-called haters and people who are talking down, they fans for real, bro. Earl Spence is drastically missed in boxing. This is a lot of people's way of honestly saying without saying that we miss Earl Spence Jr. So to all of my Earl Spence Jr. fans, when y'all see people going in and inquiring like this, you should think to yourself, like, yo, my boy is actually bigger than what people give him credit for, because everybody's concerned. Everybody's concerned. Even the ones that, you know, don't big him up at all. Everybody's concerned. That tells you something. I don't know what he meant by this. All I hope is that he's fine. He's got a speedy recovery. I've heard from a lot of folks that he's walking around. I heard from a lot of folks he's on social media. Some folks are speculating he's worse off than he is. I seen Rick Glacier's report. That was I ain't going to say much about Rick Glacier, but I'm just going to say that, yo, I seen everything, and I'm just going to say this. I don't know. Nobody knows. All I do say, speedy recovery, get back when you can, and even if you don't make it back, salute. You know what I'm saying? Job well done. I mean, you became a unified champion. You know what I mean? So we'll see. That's all. I don't really want to speculate on his health, man, at all. DGO says Ortiz got caught twice and he is getting a second chance. Well, true talk. I agree with that. He's getting a second chance, and that's what makes it even more commendable to me from Wilder. Giving him a second chance, bro. Like, look, man, yeah, you try to, you know, you ain't put your supposed blood pressure medication or whatever that was. We all know what that's about. But at the end of the day, Wilder's still saying, you know what, bro, I'm still going to fight you. That's even more riskier to go in with a known drug team, to go in and with somebody who just might have done something. It's even more risky. And if Wilder goes in there and flattens him, what that tell you? It is risky. It is risky. And salute, but I mean, you know the story with Ortiz's daughter and Wilder's daughter, and they got that common bond, and he's seen that nobody's really giving him the shot. AJ was willing to give him the shot, truth be told, on short notice, but whatever reason, his team janky that all up, and I'm never going to defend Luis Ortiz in that situation. That was the biggest payday of his career. That was a big opportunity. If you were willing to face Dillian White on short notice, you should have been willing to face Anthony Joshua on short notice. That was a much bigger fight. So I'm not going to cover for that. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. But it's cool. You know, Deontay Wilder got him an opponent. It's a risky fight. Doesn't really have to do it, but he's doing it anyway. I commend that, man. I commend it. Sean Isaac says, okay for Ortiz to fail a test and get 2 title shots, though. White fought top contenders and earned his shot. PB. Oh, that's why probably why you were saying that. Okay. White fought top contenders and earned his shot. PBC, same treatment of Crawford. Disgusting. I get you there, bro. Sean, look, I understand when people say that, well, look, he's fought better guys than this guy and this guy, but he didn't stick to the script. Look, man, Dillian White and Eddie Hearn was never under the misinterpretation or was never under a false impression. They always knew where they stood with the WBC from the day one. From the day that Bermain Stavern was named the mandatory, Dominique Brazil was named the mandatory. They knew exactly where they stood. They knew that Don King ran circles around them. They knew that a Don King connected fighter, you know, Don pulled them strings and got his fighter the mandatory position. The same way he did with Bermain Stavern. Did they deserve it? No. It just shows the corruption of the WBC. I don't disagree with that. But they knew where they stood, and they knew what they had to do. They chose to do what they wanted to do. I mean, the WBC clearly was on record, and they told him, look, face Luis Ortiz, and we will grant you the mandatory. He didn't want to do it, bro. Why ain't nobody talking about that? I get it. He wanted to face Lucas Brown, and he wanted to face Derek Chisora. He wanted to face Joseph Parker. I understand. I got you. But that at the end of the day, that's not what they asked him to do. You don't do what you want to do, bro, and just say, "Oh, I'm deserved to be the mandatory." They told you, and just because you rank number 1 doesn't make you the mandatory. This is not the first time the WBC has done this, and it damn sure won't be the last time. They didn't ask you to do. You took it upon yourself, homie. Who the hell asked him to face Derek Chisora, Sean Isaacs? Who the hell asked him to do that fight? He did it for himself. He did it for himself. You know what I mean? Says, and so did Fury. Well, Fury, like I said before, man, one thing you could say, they did what the sanctioning bodies asked them to do. They said, well, you clearly you don't. Now, as in the Fury situation, look, man, they got unfinished business. That's the only thing I'm gonna say to that. The WBC for them to make them the mandatory, like I said, man. If you're gonna push Dillian White out the way and you look at the worthy contenders, who else would you rather have than Tyson Fury? And I do not believe that a fighter that's under investigation, where's the B sample? I do not believe that a fighter that's under investigation deserves to be a mandatory. That goes for any fighter. It ain't just a Dillian White thing. Any fighter that's under investigation for PED use should not be designated as a mandatory. That crap that Eddie Hearn talking about, oh, well, why would the WBC suspend him if no one else suspended him? We ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. Nobody ain't buying that, bro. Like, at the end of the day, your man is under investigation. We ain't seen no B sample. So hell nah. He is suspended indefinitely until somebody can tell us something. Y'all over there ain't nobody telling nothing. Oh, man, but the WBC didn't catch him. The WB. So what? So what? It don't matter. With all of the bad press that the WBC been getting of late, and I ain't on their side by far, I actually applaud this move right here. For real. Oh, man. And then on top of that, bro, like he ain't tell his opponent. Y'all sitting here taking up for a drug cheat. A drug cheat that could have hurt somebody. They ain't want to tell the opposing. Y'all taking up for this dude. Oh, well, Fury did it. Fury did. All I know is I don't know what Fury did. I don't know what that was that Fury went through over there in that UCAD investigation. I don't know what the hell that was. I've covered that many times on this channel. I don't know what that was, that sham of a trial. The problem is the investigations over in the UK got issues. Every time you got to investigate a drug cheat in the UK, it's always no information. You don't hear nothing. You don't see nothing. The trial goes all haywire, goes all over the place. Tyson Fury, John, I didn't even understand what his trial was about. I didn't get it. I don't know. Let's see. What's the next one, man? Newborn says high level fight before Fury. Laughing my ass off. Fury fought the best fight of his life. Doesn't want no smoke. You can't understand a real champion. They don't duck wreck. Hashtag Wilder all day. Champion amongst champions. Don't duck smoke. Never heard Wilder pulling out of a fight. Never heard Wilder juicing up. I've heard you see several opponents come juiced up for Wilder. Man, come on, bro. We know what it's about. DGO says Wilder beating White will give him more recognition than beating Ortiz again. Not amongst his core fan base. Not amongst his fans. No, it won't. I mean, we're going to love Wilder if he beats Ortiz or if he beats White. Dog, at the end of the day, man, you still got to DGO. I hear what you're saying, but at least let White serve out his suspension first, bro. At least let White get a punishment for what he did. You can't let that just go unpunished. It's not, even in Fury's case, you did, like, he didn't go into a fight with Klitschko. He didn't test dirty for Klitschko and didn't tell Klitschko. He tested dirty in the fight prior, right? And that's what they still allowed him to go on and fight Klitschko. So before we say, oh, Fury this and Fury that, Fury didn't test dirty and didn't tell his opponent. This man did. He knew what he did was wrong. Dog, look what the type of Dillian White that showed up for that fight. My man looked like he ain't slept in days. He knew he was foul. He knew what he did was wrong. Man looked like he ain't had a haircut, shape up, was all over the place, ain't put no grease in his hair that morning, nothing. Don't look like he brushed his teeth, anything. He knew what he did was wrong, bro. Man, come on. Rocket Strikes 89 says the support happens for any boxer that's involved in a life or death situation. All day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I mean, and deservingly so. And that's why I'm telling everybody, man, y'all need to chill on the Earl Spence talk, man. Let's let him get himself together, man. I know y'all miss him. I know everybody miss him. I see people on here damn near in tears. Like I ain't never seen like, oh my God. I just don't know if Earl is all right. I mean, I just need to see him. I just need somebody to just tell me, just call me. He could just post his picture on social media, something. I just need to touch the screen. I just need to know if Earl's all right. Man, shut the fuck up and just chill out. Crybaby ass people out here, dog. Let the man heal himself. He all right. God damn. Marcus Davis says Lamont Roach Jr. got a good shot at beating Jamel Herring. Roach is a technician in there, natural counterpuncher. He's fighting a taller fighter, so he's going to have to go after Herring in this fight all day. This is a monumental fight, man. This is a monumental fight, and these two are very familiar with each other. That's the good thing about it. Many sparring sessions, man, and a lot of respect for one another. Man, Lamont Roach has a very, very good shot. He fights very, very well on the inside with an opponent that he's very familiar with. I don't want to give away too much on this video, man, but he got a very good shot. And I believe for him to be the winner. We will break this fight down on We Talking Boxing. I want to save this topic, Marcus Davis. I'm not skipping over it or nothing. I'm trying to save that topic for We Talking Boxing because I got a whole segment planned talk about that fight. Can't wait for it though, bro. Salute to Lamont Roach. Salute to Jamel Herring. You know what I'm saying? Both fighters, man, like I said, a ton of respect for each other. There needs to be more spotlight put on this fight. Good up-and-coming fighters right here. Very, very hungry. And this is their time, man. So I'm going to cover this fight, Marcus Davis. Trust and believe. We're going to get deep into this fight. We're going to break their backgrounds down. We're going to break down their styles. We're going to say, you know, we're just going to pit them against one another and let the facts fall on the table. So be on the lookout for that, bro. Appreciate that, though, all day. Coach Kennedy says Wilder going to stop Ortiz faster this time, 5 rounds. You think he got his timing down? We'll see, man. Some people believe that Wilder was a little too frail for the first fight. They wanted to see him put on a couple more pounds like they did in the Fury fight. Looking at Wilder in his training camp, he's looking solid. He says he's been working him back on the basics. We will see. I think it's tough for a fighter as advanced or in age or in his style of Deontay Wilder to make changes. We'll see what happens when he gets hit. We'll see if Wilder will go in there head hunting. You know what I mean? I mean, any other fight, I'd be like, yo, don't be looking for that one shot all the time. But with Wilder, it's like, how can you argue against the one shot? You know what I mean? Like this dude, he connects the right hand one time, and that's all it takes. So how can you argue against it? But we'll see, man. 5 rounds. Some say he may have Luis Ortiz timing way down in this fight. We'll see. Not to mention Ortiz didn't look good in his last fight. A lot of people say against Christian Hammer. So maybe he catching Ortiz at a real good time. We'll see. Equal Foundation says, where's Brazil? Is he okay after Wilder sparked him? I don't know. Maybe he's around the hood learning with his urban dictionary. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Brazil is, man. I haven't seen Brazil. I think Brazil is probably at home begging his wife, like, please, baby, let me back in the room. You know what I'm saying? After getting his ass whooped right there in front of his wife. After all of that smack that he talked, you know what I mean? He probably somewhere embarrassed. He begging his wife to try to get a piece, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Please, baby, give me a little piece. I'm sorry. I ain't mean Wilder was gonna whoop my ass like that. I knew you feeling some. She like, nah. You go down there and mop the kitchen floor first and take the trash out. And then after that, I got some more work for you. And maybe tonight I'll let you come near. That's what Brazil is at, bro. He got embarrassed, homie. Embarrassed. Bright Light says Wilder is a true champion all day. You know what I'm saying? Champion amongst champions is what I like to call him. Took that stance, man. Took that stance against that WBC franchise bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Deontay Wilder, man. What were your thoughts on so many people saying Kovalev took a dive? Anyone who boxed themselves knows it was legit. I in the post-fight, I told people the fight looked so awkward and it looked so bad. I can understand why people have that, say what they say. I think a lot of people are discrediting the fact that Canelo went in there with an advantage. And he knew exactly what he was doing. And he knew what he was putting Kovalev through, immediately putting him back into the ring. I don't say it was fixed, but I'm going to say it was awkward. And it clearly the advantage showed in that fight. I ain't going to say it was fixed because, like I said, I don't stand on this platform and try to go down the conspiracy theory route. But I'm just going to say, and then he connected real well on the knockout, man. Who would hell want to get their brain rattled like that at 37 years old for a few $1 million? It ain't like Kovalev was breaking the bank with this fight. He would have walked away with 5-6 million tops. You know what I mean? After taxes and fees and all the other people he got to pay, 2 promoters and everything. He only got 12 million they saying for the fight. So you think, I don't think so, bro. He going to lose his world title, get his brain rattled, probably risking some sort of major injury to fix a fight. Is he that bad? He's not even that. Well, then again, he got court cases in the background, so he might need some bread. But I don't know. I ain't going down that road, and I'm not gonna say that. Max says I'm late. What's the deal, man? All day. It's all good. Better late than never. All from Dallas. P.S. F the WBC and all these belts all day. They got the green belt, the yellow belt, the red belt, the purple belt, the orange belt, the 4th of July belt, the Christmas belt, the Easter belt, the Valentine's Day belt, the plastic belt, the wood belt, the platinum belt. It's so many goddamn belts, and I'm sick of them. Damn the WBC. And with this clenbuterol crap, damn the WBC, bruh. But look, we got far away from what we was talking about, though, fight fans. I just want to know, man, do y'all think Andy was a fluke? Let me know if y'all think it was a fluke or not, or does Andy repeat the same performance? Because that's just stylistically what this fight is going to be. Shorter man is looking to make it to the inside and cut the ring off. Is going to be doing a better job than the bigger man working the jab and moving. What do y'all see? Kovalev got punished straight up all day. He got punished, but he definitely had an advantage put on him. Canelo knew exactly what he was doing. Canelo knew exactly what the hell he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He knew exactly what he was doing. Dundada says drug test failed, a loss. Drug test failed. Oh, you talking about the A sample? The A sample failed, a loss? Is that what you saying? You ain't never lied. Where the hell is the B sample? Nobody's seen the B sample. That B sample held down with lock and key. Ain't nobody gonna see that B sample, huh? No, that's right. White is and wasn't suspended by any organization. No, he's under investigation though. He's not suspended, but he's under investigation though, DGO. You can't name somebody without a conclusive investigation as your mandatory. And I think what the WBC also stated, because a lot of people are going off the date 2021. But they also stated that, look, if you come out and it comes out to declare that your B sample was cleared before then of course the suspension will be, or your position your suspension will be ended well beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll grant you back to where you need to be well before 2021 if that B sample comes back. All he has to do, DGO, is provide the B sample and say, I'm clean. He knows what it is. He knows what's going on. They are waiting this thing out. It's almost similar to what Tyson Fury went through. If you think about it, remember what Tyson Fury went through? When he popped, they kept shamming the investigation. So much time had went by that it was like, you know what? We'll just give him time served and move on. Tyson Fury has the option to run around and says, hey, I was found not guilty. They didn't do anything. It looks as if, a certain kind of way. They just trying to let time pass. And they're going to come out one day and say, you know what? Well, it's inconclusive or whatever the case may be. It's been going on too long. We can't reach a conclusive. So we're just going to give them time served and let them fight again. That's what they're trying to do. WBC is all they saying is it show us the B sample and we'll put you back to where you want to be. Inouye versus Donnell was a hell of a fight all day. Hell of a fight. I haven't spoke on that fight this week, fight fans. Man, that was a hell of a fight. Salute to the monster. Yo, I'm going to tell you straight like this. I didn't talk much about it, but I wish I would have. Nonito Donaire is a fighter that I didn't like what he was doing, truth be told. I knew he was weight bullying, bro. I keep telling people this, man. Like, this dude came down from 130 to 118 to try to rebuild his name in the second half of his career. And he tried to go out with a bang. Because all of his step-up fights he lost. He's tried to go out saying, oh, I won the Muhammad Ali trophy. Yes, I'm a world champion again. I have a success story to tell. Not telling you that you done shrunk yourself down fighting little fighters and you still lost. So I'm glad that the monster did exactly what he did. That's his weight class. Salute to the monster. And for everybody that's getting their eyes first looks of the monster and wonder, well, why do they always talk about this guy as a pound for pound fighter? Well, now you see. Possibly the best Japanese fighter coming out of Japan right now. Bob Arum's already got his hook set into him. We've seen him sign a multi-fight deal now with Top Rank, so we will be seeing the monster a lot more on ESPN. I can see the monster and Regan Diao going down. How y'all feel about that fight? I don't know if Bob Arum, but then again, you know how Bob Arum and Regan Diao relationship is. He doesn't see Regan Diao as an exciting fighter, so maybe who knows, but I love that fight. Regan Diao versus the monster. Let's do it all day. But I thought that was an explosive fight. The monster showed us a lot. He showed grit. He showed determination. He showed skills. He showed us that he is the real deal. He's not like a lot of, and no disrespect to any Asians out there, but he's not like a lot of the Asian fighters where, they come out, they don't show much pop. They don't rise to the occasion in a lot of times, especially when they come here to America. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's the real deal, man. I think he's the real deal. But we will talk more about that fight. But Nonito Donaire, I just not a fan. I didn't like what he tried to do with the second half of his career. I didn't like the fact that he tried to enter into this world. He made the weight. He slimmed down, but look how big he was compared to the monster. He tried to overpower that dude, man. Look how many weight classes he came down. Who comes down that many damn weight classes? 130 to 118? Come on, man. Come on, Joe. Nobody do that at the end of their career, man. That's unless somebody trying to get an advantage and go out with a bang. So I'm just, it is what it is. Chin Smoke says, "What up, though? What up, famo? I think Wilder needs to finish Ortiz sooner the second time around. Might be a long night. The longer that Ortiz may go into this fight, though, the more it may favor Wilder. I mean, if he tires due to his age or whatever, whatever the case may be, some believe that he gassed out in the first fight. If that happens, Wilder will land that right hand. How will Luis Ortiz take it while being depleted? So I believe that the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Wilder. But earlier on, Luis Ortiz is going to be dangerous. If Wilder gets hit with a counter shot by Luis Ortiz early, Luis Ortiz is a strong counter puncher, man. That's all I'm going to say, dog. That's all I'm going to say. Equal Foundation says, man, funny as shit. Appreciate that love, homie. All day, all day. Rocket Strike 89 says the one shot will only take you so far. Exactly. But in Deontay Wilder's case, we seen how that backfired on him in the Tyson Fury fight. But in Deontay Wilder's case, like I said, you can't help but say throw the right hand or throw the one shot because he's too good at doing. He's too strong. It's such a game changer. It's an equilibrium. It's an equalizer. You could be down 3-4 rounds. One shot from Wilder and he equals the whole fight. And it's hard. That's why I say it's hard. But I get what you're saying, Rocket Strikes. Head hunting, one shot, and it's going to be dangerous. And it can backfire. Like I said, in the Tyson Fury fight, that was his problem. Overdoing it upstairs, overshooting. You know what I'm saying? Overshooting and throwing with bad intentions, but with every shot. He did a Jamel Charlo. He did a B-side Charlo. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Masai, what up, famo? White was dropped from all sanctioning bodies except the WBC at DGO all day. I'm just saying. WBC tried to work with him, man. They just say, look, give us the B sample, bro. Just give it up. Just tell us what the deal is, and we can get you in there way before 2021. You making this long on yourself by being so damn secretive. Y'all want to keep stuff under lock and key over there in the UK. Y'all don't want to tell nobody nothing. So guess what? Until we know what's the deal, your ass is not the mandatory. WBO. That's why I say I want to see everybody with the same vitriol for the WBO. Dillian White beat their former champ. He was already number one. Then he turned around and beat their former champion in Joseph Parker, which should have solidified his number one position even more. But they still didn't make him the Mando, and they brought Alexander Usyk up to the WBO, and they made him the Mando. Yet it was Dillian White putting all the work in. Where the hell is the outrage for the WBO? Or are we just trying to? Don't get me wrong. I got my problems with the WBC, but I know what a lot of y'all out there doing. Y'all only trying to dump on the WBC because y'all know Wilder's the champion. I know what y'all doing, but this is why I'm asking the question. Why ain't we applying this evenly then to the WBO? Because they screwed him, if not worse. This dude actually beat their former champion. You know? They actually told him, like, bro, you're not the mandatory, and we ain't making you the mandatory. And they brought up a fighter who's never fought at the class and made him the mandatory. So where is the outrage? I hear nothing. Crickets, like, let me, is this thing on? This thing on? I don't hear nobody. Ain't nobody saying nothing. What the comments? Where's any? Nothing. Nobody got nothing to say about the WBO, but you only talking that smack because Wilder is the WBC champion. See, some of y'all out there ain't right, man. Some of y'all out there foul as a mug. Y'all got y'all little intentions, man. I be knowing that shit. You hear me though? Tony Benalis says, I agree. All day, famo. All day. Canelo did fight Kovalev and not the Crusher. Canelo knew what he was doing. Strategic, man. They knew exactly what they did. He didn't fight the guy that we know to be the Crusher by far. And he depleted him so much that he was nowhere near. He couldn't be that guy if he wanted to. AJ will be hungry this time, says Equal Foundation. Yes, he will be. Look, man, you know, this dude has been fed with a silver spoon for most of his boxing career. Like, he's been treated like a boxing god by his fan base. It's got to be affecting him. Maybe, like I told y'all before, though, he could be a little relieved that the cameras ain't flooding him with the Wilder questions no more. No one's coming around like, yo, Wilder this and Wilder that. Maybe he could be relieved, but he definitely got to be wanting what he lost. He lost a lot of prestige. He got a lot of money in the bank to show for it, though. But he lost a lot of prestige. He got to be wanting that back. Got to be wanting that back. Masai says that main man. I think AJ is making a mistake by losing weight. That's not what got him there. He just needs to use his jab. Truthfully, Andy will smash again trying to fight Andy's game. No fluke all day, Masai. I think that the weight loss is more so because of the style or the game plan that he wants to use in the rematch. I think he goes back to what he was doing earlier on in the first fight, and that is moving, jabbing. But the question would be, can he sustain it? And he's probably wondering, why didn't I recover in that fight? And he must feel as though, like, my muscles, the oxygen that they were sucking up, I was slowing down, and I allowed Andy Ruiz to constantly kept penetrating me on the inside. I mean, he probably feels as though a slimmer, leaner version of himself would continually move much more in that fight, much more fluid, A, and B, he'll be much more faster on the punch because Andy Ruiz's hand speed is definitely faster than AJ's. I mean, you know, he can be counted with combination. AJ was so bulky in that fight where when he punched, he literally can be counted with 3-punch combinations. And I think he wants to try his best to take away as much as that from Andy Ruiz as possible. And so you see the weight loss. As in Andy's case, Andy wants to go deep into a fight too, man. He remembers that Joseph Parker fight. He remembered what his limitations were as to why it took him, 4 rounds or so to get Joshua out there while he was hurt. While Joshua was still seeing stars for 3-4 rounds straight, 5 rounds straight. It took Andy all of that time to get him out of there. And Andy knew because he was limited. And he was worried that I don't want to overdo it and have nothing to finish this guy with. So you see the weight loss. So I think it's just going to help their game plans in the rematch. Don't forget the leap year belt. Yeah, bro. The leap year belt, man. That thing's special right there. That joint, man. They got all kind of belts. The WBC is beside themselves, man. And the franchise champion pays a sanctioning fee, too, for those who wonder. Y'all do know that he pays a sanctioning fee, right? WBC, ching like a mug. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Davis says Wilder just got to stay away from Ortiz's left hand. Ortiz's left hand is dangerous and sneaky. Wilder been in there with him the first time, so Wilder will be more familiar with his style this time around. The timing. He has to hopefully get that timing down, and he can't overshoot too much, man. He can be counted. And just like we were just talking about AJ, how if he throws a punch that Andy Ruiz can counter him at that size with a 3-punch combination. Well, Wilder, when he swings, he overshoots so hard where he can be countered with a hard shot too. And so he needs to be mindful that he's dealing with a dangerous count. He know, I ain't got to remind him. He knows what he's dealing with. He almost got stopped by this man. His timing got to be much more better. There ain't no guarantee he escapes the clutches of Luis Ortiz the next time around if he get caught in that situation again. So he needs to be careful. And I hope he does get the timing down to Luis, man. For real. Rocket Strike says, Clenbuterol, Canelo, anybody. Clenbuterol for everybody. I got it for cheap. Come holler at your boy. I got it for cheap. I got that good Clenbuterol for anybody who want it. Holler at the homie. You know what I'm saying? Got that Clenbuterol for cheap. You two gonna shut me down over there. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, that shit is a disgrace, bro. It's a disgrace. You got people out here actually vouching for it. Well, it's a problem. And yeah, they're eating the meat, the cow, the farms put the clenbuterol in the grass and they put it in the cows and then they eat the cows and everybody's got clenbuterol walking around in Mexico. Everybody is clenbuterol infected. So we had to adjust the rules. Yeah. Because the Mexican fighters, they have to eat meat. They have to eat meat. They're meat eaters, so they can't just go to a butcher shop in somewhere or have their chef or whoever find the right cuts of meat. No. They're not responsible for that. They're eating the clenbuterol meat. Man, this is crap, bro. Disrespectful to the sport of boxing and to a hardcore boxing fan all day. Period. Moving right along. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, lunchtime. Yeah, I got Ruiz winning the rematch. You got Ruiz winning the rematch? Okay. All right. Hey, man. Hey, bro, I haven't gave my prediction, but fast hands Ruiz versus a slimmer, probably more fast and nimbler Anthony Joshua. But the question is, if Anthony Joshua comes back in his slim, less power, because Ruiz is already known for his hand speed. So if AJ come in here slimmer, not having the same pop and power that he once had and known for keeping a lot of opponents honest, will this be a problem? I don't know. He may need that power, bro. I don't know. Tell AJ we got that clenbuterol for cheap. Bright Light says, I think AJ will sleep him this time all day. Okay. Some people believe that. So you basically telling me, Bright Lights, the first one was a fluke. You saying it was a fluke. You saying that punch ain't going to land in the rematch. The way Andy was throwing, if you go back to the first fight, the way he was throwing, a lot of his shots were over. They were looping shots. He wasn't throwing straight shots. He was throwing looping shots. And a lot of his punches were falling on the back ears. And that's why that temple shot, believe it or not, if you go back and watch it, he hit him with a temple shot right before that. It just didn't have the same kick in it that second temple shot that he hit him with had. So the way Andy's punches lands on AJ, they land in looping fashions, and who knows, that temple shot might reveal itself again. The size and the way Andy Ruiz's arms are and the way he lands, just the way his punch placement is on AJ. I thought that's dangerous anyway, and AJ needs to be mindful of that, because go back and watch. A lot of Andy's punches were landing on the side in like the top of the head and on the temple area. Yeah, he was hitting a couple straight shots, straight rights down the middle, whatever. But most of his shots, when AJ was in front of him, because he was trying to punch over the jab, they were looping shots. So if these shots keep landing in that fashion, will it eventually land on that temple again? Riddle me that, fight fans. Riddle me that. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk says 600 days and we still ain't got no B sample at all. Salute to the homie Black, man. All day. You know what I'm saying? All day. And they wonder why this dude ain't the mandatory, bruh. Oh, yeah, he under investigation, but that don't mean nothing. Yeah, he took PEDs, but so what? So what? You know, so did Tyson Fury, so did Luis Ortiz. So why ain't they've had their punishments already? We're in the middle of Dillian White's punishment. They've already had whatever punishment or whatever it was given to them, whatever situations that they lost, they've done it. Luis Ortiz was banned from the WBA, right? For over a year, I want to say. He got kicked out of the WBA, so he served his punishment. But as for Dillian White, no, he's in the middle of his. So for y'all to keep bringing up Tyson Fury was out of the ring for how long? After he served his punishment. The problem is Dillian White didn't get served nothing. So stop bringing up old fighters to me. They've already been through whatever they had to go through. But Dillian White ain't getting nothing. So yeah, so stop bringing up these old fighters to me, man. Oh man, I don't hear you saying that about Tyson Fury. I don't hear you saying that about Luis Ortiz. He got banned. What you want? He lost the AJ fight. What you want? He lost a lot. His name did get dragged through the mud. It's Dillian White's turn. The same way it was Jarrell Big Baby Miller's turn. All of it. Come on, man. Y'all keep coming up with all these fights. Well, what about this guy? But what about that guy? Oh, don't forget about this guy. Man, stop it, man. It's his time to serve his punishment and y'all crying. And y'all want him to be the mandatory. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, fight fans. Newborn says, and knew he refused the WBC. That's a question, man. I seen that. We'll see how long he keeps that position. You know what I mean? We'll see. I seen him when he pushed it away. Some say it was the diamond belt or something like that. He ain't one of. I get it. We'll see. Bob Arum is now pulling the strings on the Nui. Things may change. Bob may say, no, we want that. Bring that on back over here. We're going to use that for another reason. So we'll see. I'm glad he did it. And I appreciate Nui for taking that position, but we'll see. I just seen him push it to the side. We don't know if he was refusing it or telling someone else to just hold on to it for him. He didn't want to parade it around, that's for sure. He wasn't throwing that joint over his shoulder like wearing it like they always like to wear their belts. He wasn't doing that shit. He was like, take that shit, put it in the back, put it in the closet somewhere, put it in the trunk of the car. I'll get it when I get home. I'm going to walk around with this one right here. You know what I mean? But, you know, that one right there, take it, put it in the trunk. I'll get it when I get home. If I don't, it is what it is. I don't know. I might sell it. I might not. It is what it is. Nobody want it. But we'll see. We'll see. Famo, what's up? Jaquavius Moore in the building, bro. When I get back on the real thing, maybe I can do it on here. I'm going to give you a blue suit, homie. I'm definitely going to give you a blue suit, Famo. What's up with you, homie? What's up with you, man? What's good with your boy Spence? Talk about it, bro. Nah, I'm not going to. I can't do that. I can't do that. He's an injured fighter. I don't talk about injured fighters. I just want Spence to come back and we can pick up where we left off with Spence once he comes back. You know what I'm saying? But he's an injured fighter. You know, he walked away with his life, and I just want him to, when he's ready to come back, to put himself into the public eye, that lets me know he's ready to be talked about, or he's ready to be, you know, we can go back to talking about Terrence Crawford and all that other stuff. We can go back to all of that, you know what I mean? But until that I see that this kid out of his mouth, not no critics, not no sources, not no YouTuber, not no nothing, until I see him officially say I'm good, then that's when the green light comes back on. But right now, I got a red light on when it comes to Earl Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? Renee Box Young in the building. What up, famo? What up, though? What's up with you? Salute to you, homie. Everybody that hear the sound of my voice, go check out my brother Renee Box Young. He gets it cracking on his channel all day. I'm gonna have you on this platform too, Renee. I want you up here, bro. I'm gonna shoot you a link. I want you to get on, man. Eric Stewart says, man, what's good, homie? What's up, Eric? What's up with you? I've been supporting you for a while now. Throw a wrench. You have, and you will get your wrench. I just gotta learn how to do it on this thing here. I'm not familiar. As matter of fact, hold on. I think I got a way. Man, I got to get hip to this. I'm trying to do the StreamYard thing. I'm trying to get hip to it and do it better. Oh, Eric Stewart, you already got one, homie. You already got one. You know what? I gave you one because I think you said that once before, and I caught that comment. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, he right, and I gave it to you offline. So yeah, you already should have that blue suit on. You already got it. Man, look, any troll come up on here, blow his freaking head off. You know what I'm saying? All day. Yeah, you already got it. Good looking. Oh, yeah. I remember I caught that comment in the last live stream, homie. And I said, yeah, that's my man right there. Let me go ahead and give him that right now while I was offline. See what I'm saying? All day. Equal Foundation says, main man in the whole notification game. Bless. I'm out. Salute to you, Equal Foundation. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for showing love. As a matter of fact, I think we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes. This was just meant to be a pilot episode, fight fans. This was just meant to be a test of this new StreamYard thing because I want to get the fans on here. I mean, get the fam on here. And that's what this was all about. This wasn't nearly intention to go an hour. And, you know, every time I get up on here with y'all, man, we get to chopping it up. We go deep. So we'll come back on here later on tonight after everybody do what they got to do for their Fridays. Those who ain't hanging out tonight, those who ain't partying, you know, cooling with that new little joint you just got a little couple days ago. Now y'all hooking up tonight. For those who just cooling out, ducking the 20-degree weather, tonight we'll be here live. How about that? We talking boxing tomorrow, but you know, we can shoot some shit, maybe even have a drink or two. It's Friday night. We could turn up a little bit and we could talk some boxing. So come on back here a little later on tonight when the sun drop, you know what I'm saying? When it's cold outside, you know what I mean? You just kind of cooling out after a long week. Come on through here, roll up, you know what I'm saying? Pull one and come on, cool out with the homie later on, man. I see y'all a little later on. Stay blessed. Appreciate that love, Pito. Erg Stewart, Media One Software, man, all day. He says, let me get this one. What's your thoughts on Golden Boy Promotions making the fans wait for the Canelo versus Kovalev fight after UFC 244? Main event was over like around 1. That was terrible, bro. That was terrible, bro. For one, it's like y'all bow down for the UFC as if the UFC and boxing are not squaring off head to head for combat sports supremacy. You know what I'm saying? They just gave the red carpet treatment to the UFC. Dog, that was terrible. But like I told people before, this is what you get from John Skipper. It's John Skipper, bro. His relationship with Dana White, his relationship with ESPN, you know, formerly working for ESPN. This to me looks like has John Skipper written all over. You know what I mean? Head guy over at the Zone that's running sports and boxing or whatever he got going on over there, you know. But this has him written all over it, and that was disgusting. Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow of boxing. How do you put him on at that time of day or night in the fight? How does his fan? Oh, they just gonna have to catch the replay. That was terrible. The way they are handling the supposed cash cow of boxing. And I know even in Joshua's case, he's got to be sitting back because remember. And say, for example, with this Saudi Arabia move, like the Zone wasn't really fully on board with this because of the time that it will come on here in America. So I don't understand how they were tripping about Joshua's dating time in Saudi Arabia, but no one said nothing about Canelo fighting in the middle of the night on the East Coast or in America. Like that was just terrible, bro. Piss poor planning, or somebody just didn't care. Period. Somebody just didn't care. John Skipper just like, you know what? Hey, Dana, go ahead, put your show on. You know what I'm saying? Slip me that bag. And yeah, we'll come on after you. And then made the people watch it. That was terrible. Man, the Zone, bro. Y'all, and then they dropped the ball with the Nui and Donaire fight. Look what time that fight came on. Man, the ball got dropped. Terrible planning, piss poor planning, and they're doing a terrible job with a lot of those stars out there as far as their star power is concerned. It's terrible. But I'm going to say that. I'm going to leave it there, man. And come on back here later on tonight, fight fans. Like I said, this was a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. Beep. You know what I mean? That's all this was, bro. So I'll catch up with y'all a little later. Stay blessed, stay stressed and sucker free out there. Appreciate all the love, all the new fam. Our numbers have been going through the roof on subscriptions. I appreciate all of the new fam that's been coming around. Salute to you. Welcome to Main Man Made Man's Boxing. Yo, we keep it live, we keep it fair, and most importantly, we are unbiased on this side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you all. Have a blessed day, and I catch up with y'all later all day. Until the next one. Peace out. Now, how the hell do I end the damn thing? Oh, that's how you do it. Fuck.